Great, so here we have Hellenique Arguru, and welcome.
Thank you very much.
So I wanted to know what's the most inspiring thing moving you forward at the moment?
In the last while I've been really studying, researching how to use rhythm as a tool to reach specific brainwave states and how these states can help us to become much more focused, much more concentrated, and specifically how to become creative about our life and our purpose here on this earth at this time. How to use the brain in new and interesting ways in order to access higher skills, higher vision, and a stronger conviction to carry out what we are really here to do, each and every one of us.
And so how does one actually do that work?
Well, it's a complex system happening in our brains. We have a very interesting neuropsychological process going on, each and every one of us, where we normally spend most of our days doing very mundane planning and programming for our lives. We get quite lost in a lot of the daily challenges and the daily activities. And so it becomes very important to find a certain set or a series of techniques and tools that you like, that work for you, that can help you to reach a place of stillness, but then also a place of creative generation, so that you can vision and then plan a life that you really want to live. And when you start doing that and you're successful at it and you repeat it consistently, there's a part of the brain that starts to open up and starts to serve you in ways that you've never really imagined were possible. My specific interest now is to begin to use rhythm as well as a tool to really get the brain into what we call alpha and theta states, and then to use a combination of psychological and psycho-spiritual techniques and exercises, which is mainly around this tool of what we call visioning, something that the shamans would do maybe in ancient times, something that people still do today. Psychologists work a lot with visualization, for example. But there's a distinction now between using the brain to just visualize a possible future and then actually generating a dream or figuring out what your life purpose is, but knowing the way to really tune in to this higher intelligence that you have inside of your brain and to begin to practice it, to develop it, to strengthen it, so that you can actually vision the life you really want to live and manifest it. And then there's an extraordinary level of potential that you start to access and you start to use. And then there's a very special thing happening just after that, where it starts to slide into automatic and you start really enjoying your life to be operating at this level.
So if somebody was interested to actually acquire that technique, information...
So at the moment there's a course designed. It's an online course. Anyone's welcome. You don't have to have any experience in any kind of fantastic or simple technique. And I will teach you some very interesting, simple, quick, but very efficient ways, which are based on N.L.P, neuropsychology, cognitive behavioral therapy, or quantum physics, a little bit about what we call positive psychology as well. But then very specifically this concept of rhythmic entrainment. So using rhythm as a tool to learn how to access these more productive states of the mind. I'll be giving you a little bit of theory, but mostly I'll be teaching you certain exercises that you will do in the morning or just before you go to bed. Some of it is breathing, some of it is playing the drum if you're interested in that, or you could just be using the rhythm in a very specific way. A little bit of visioning exercises where you'll be able to train to develop your own personal brand of what I call aha intelligence. And when that happens, you become the own hero for your life. And either do a few hours every weekend, if you can't slant it in, to do the training itself, and then the way you implement it into your life is suggested that it happens daily for a 3-month period. After that 3-month period, you evaluate where you are, and you can review to continue working with me if you like, where we take on a much more intensive process to really establish the knowledge into your life on rhythmic entrainment.
Great. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.